All right, everybody, welcome back to the Extra Innings Podcast. I am your host, Elijah Rodriguez, and we are back today after a weekend off. I thought about doing some stuff this weekend. It's kind of a busy weekend, so lots of stuff happening. Sorry if my voice sounds a little hoarse. We were doing some stuff out here this weekend with some music, so my voice is a little messed up. I'm new to all that stuff, so my voice is still kind of adjusting to all that. But anyway, massive weekend in baseball. Some first time things, some streaks broken, first time ejections. It was an electric week. We had Alek Manoah come back to the league. We're gonna dig into that a little bit. I'm gonna try to keep this one as fast. I got like 10 points I want to get through. Well, not really 10, but quite a few. Some big pieces, some more minor pieces. And then we're going to also browse through MLB to see what they're talking about because sometimes their headlines are a little weird. But to start off this episode, guys, we are going to hold on. This light was supposed to turn on and it didn't. My light in the back to give you my view over here of there we go. Much better. Okay. So Aaron Judge was ejected for the first time in his career. And it's a big deal because I think the last time I saw the stat, I'm going to try to find it. The last time of the Yankee captain, Derek Jeter was the captain in his tenure with New York, but was never ejected. Nothing like that. Don Mattingly, I think, was the last Yankee captain to be ejected from a game, and it was like in 92 or 94. And now Aaron Judge, and it took him 870 games to get ejected. Now, if you saw the footage, I'm actually going to do a full breakdown of it later. So I'll have that on YouTube for you guys to watch as I break it down. Because this was like, for Yankees, it's like there's a way to be a captain. Obviously, if you're not into the whole Yankee lore, into everything with Yankees, when you're the captain, when you're voted as captain, there's a way that you have to conduct yourself. There's a way that you behave. There's a way that you're the captain of technically, and this is like very facetious, of New York. Like, you're the guy, right? It's like Derek Jeter is known all around New York. He's like New York savior. He's the dude, right? So Aaron Judge is like the reincarnated version of what Derek Jeter was. Not saying that they're the same player, not saying anything like that, just as the way that they carry themselves, the way that they take pride in being a Yankee. That's what being a captain is. And getting ejected, getting on an umpire shit list is normally not part of that job description. Which is what makes this so wild. And it's like, honestly, for Aaron Judge to get ejected, he's a pretty cool, calm, collected guy. He's the kind of guy that keeps the clubhouse, the waters are tame. He's that guy that does that for you in the clubhouse. For him to lose his shit, very uncharacteristic, they say. But I got to be honest, the umpire made a terrible call. The umpire made a bad call. Aaron Judge, it's not like it was early in the game. It was pretty late in the game. So I'm kind of like, was it justified? All he said, and what's funny is that all Judge said was, "That's bullshit, man." That's literally what he said. You can, like I said, I'm gonna break it down further. We're gonna talk. We're gonna get into that in a whole nother context video. But insanity. You can't just say any. Now you got to be careful what you say at all. I mean, and I wanted to kind of segue this because Bo Bichette also got tossed this weekend because he tossed his helmet. And I get it, guys are frustrated, but that wasn't even. I'm sure there was probably some bickering back and forth, some Bichette showing that he wasn't a fan of the calls. I'm sure that was happening. But the throwing of the helmet, people do that all the time. It's a discretion call, but like I feel like umpires are getting so soft. Like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, the Judge one was very soft. That was like, dude, he just said it was BS. And he's like, you're not going to tell me that. People say a lot fucking worse. I know that umpire, and I know that other umpires have heard so much worse. That it's like, that's what you're gonna get upset about? Slamming my helmet, that's what's gonna get you? Not even me like blatantly telling you that you're garbage or that your zone sucks. Like that, sure, toss me. Like that's blatantly disrespecting you. It's going against what you're doing. You want to toss me for that? Toss me for that. But as I'm walking away and I say that's bullshit, you've been bullshit all game. They say that there's things that you just can't say there was like an interview with the crew chief or some shit. There's just things that you can't say, and we can't say what he said. But he couldn't say that when it happened. I'm like, we all know what he said. You just say it. It's all over the news forums and everything. We all saw what he said. We can all lip read. John Boy put it out like that. Everyone's seen it. So you might as well just say what he said. If there's something more that he said, then let us know. Because from what I saw, I'm like, Darren Judge, he's been quiet all game. It's not like he's been on my shit, but I'm going to throw this guy out. I think that umpires are getting unhinged, man. That's just the gist of it. Umpires are just, Max Scherzer said something. Don't quote me on this. I think it's what he said that, need that coffee, that he said that umpires should be treated like minor league players. Like they should be on the same kind of structure that MLB players are. It's like, hey, you go into the league, you got to perform. You don't perform up at the top of the league, you go back down to the minors and you work on your stuff. I think that's fair because some of this stuff is just ridiculous. I'm not saying this specifically like the ejections. Obviously, I mean, if you're weak mentally and someone says you're bullshit, yeah, it's going to set you off or whatever. But this is just, we're going to move on because this is just ridiculous. Like I said, we'll have a full breakdown of the Aaron Judge ejection, so be on the lookout for that. But right now, umpires have to get just better all around. I don't know if it's that they're upset because all the talk of the robot umpires and they're pretty much taking away their job security, or their stamp on the game is getting taken away, or it's on the verge of getting taken away, because you know damn well with all this shit that's happening, all the backfire from umpires this year, Major League Baseball is not thinking. You can't think that they're not thinking about it. They're thinking about it. It's already being put in play. The challenging balls and strikes in AAA. Are umpires upset? Probably. I can see it from both sides. It's a really tough job. And that's what, Aaron Judge did actually say. I have a lot of respect for Ryan and what he does. I know the job is tough and I've always had their back because it's tough back there. So even after that, it just seems like the whole ejection was just like, bro, why'd you do that? Just to be an asshole? Like, obviously, Judge, they're competing, they're competitors, they're in the heat of the moment. They're going to have moments where they're upset, they're heated, they're pissed that things don't go their way. These are professional athletes. Treat them like a professional athlete. Give them some leeway. Like I said, when you're competing, anyone who's a competitor, who has competed in their life, knows in tough games, tough spots, big situations, there's a lot of emotion. Players should be able to express those emotions to a certain extent. I'm not saying you should be able to just blatantly do whatever you want, say whatever you want, trash people. No. But there has to be a little bit of leeway. Like, okay, yeah, you think I'm okay, whatever. We'll move on. Whatever. But like, to be that soft is ridiculous. Same with Bichette. That was insane. Slams the helmet, tosses him out the game. Not even a thought. It was like, gone. You're done. His helmet hits the ground. His arm was going up. That Bo was ejected. I was like, and the funny thing was, Bo didn't even give a shit. He just kept on walking. Just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Fuck this guy. So that may have been a little bit different. The Judge one, I'm still baffled by. Now, more exciting news. The freaking Athletics having a 10-run third on Saturday. Insanity. Listen, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, either last week, I made a video talking about Oakland and kind of everything that's happening within that organization, that franchise. My allergies are killing me today. And I was just shocked at how well they'd been playing. Like, I had been like literally baffled. They're 17-17 at a team with a 60 million payroll in total. And they're just whipping up on teams. 10 runs in the third inning. Brent Rooker, 2 home runs in the same inning. Listen, 20-4 to the Marlins by 3 hours and Jesus. So they actually got delayed in Oakland this past weekend, and it was delayed for 3 hours on Saturday. And then they came back and then scored 10, and then another downpour in the Coliseum for a 10-run third. Dude, that is insanity. They're a 500 team with the lowest payroll in baseball, and that's so kind of off topic from the A's. What I love about baseball so much, and it was pretty much on display all last year in the postseason with the Diamondbacks. Baseball's fun, man, because it doesn't really matter what the payroll is, how many stars you have on your team. Because baseball is one of those things when you get a good group, obviously you have to be good. I mean, obviously, but when you get a good group of guys that gel together, that are good together, anything can happen. Like anything, it's sometimes it's a train that you can't stop when they're playing like this. Like this is a roll, almost like the Twins. But we'll talk about the Twins in a little bit because their streak got snapped. It was a little sad with the sausage, but you know, like I said last time, they have a really strong team, a sleeper team. They got the best closer in baseball. They've got a great pitching staff, young guys, and that's the thing. It's like you look at Brent Rooker, you look at Mason Miller, you look at some of these guys. You know, they've got a few older vets that have been around the game a bit. Not gonna lie, they got Alex Wood, they got a couple other guys that have been around the game a bit. But the thing is that this is like I said in my other talk when we talked about the Athletics last time. You know, they're pretty much like a launching pad for dudes' careers. That's what they are. You got Matt Olson, who was great in Oakland, blossomed into the guy he is in Atlanta. Simeon, another guy who was great in Oakland, blossomed into a better player out in Texas. Like just great ball players. And some maybe Hall of Fame guys. I don't know, but like Oakland has a reputation for drafting great talent and then shipping them off somewhere for a payday. Does it benefit both parties? Absolutely. Do I wish that they would fucking build something in Oakland and just shove it down everyone's throats? I shove it up everyone's asses. Yeah, I really would, because right now this is very fun to watch. Oakland is having a blast, and the funny thing is, like, they know it. They know who they are, what they represent, just who they are in the league. They're not, and that's what makes it even more sweeter is when you're whipping up on dudes and you're like, our team makes what your shortstop makes in a year. Like that is insanity, and we just kicked your ass. Dude, that is wild. That is insane. But Oakland is tearing it up. There was honestly, you know, me and my girlfriend were watching Quick Pitch on Saturday night. No, Friday night. Friday or Saturday night. It had to have been Saturday night because we saw the judge ejection and all that. And there was a shit ton of blowouts this weekend. And this is kind of a subtopic. This is because I'm talking about because the Athletics beat the Marlins 20-4. I gotta see the scores from this past weekend because they were brutal on Saturday, dude. I mean, enough for me to turn. Like normally, I go through Quick Pitch a couple times at night. I take a little bit of notes. I see like, hey, what's happening in the league? What do we need to talk about? And normally, I watch it 1 to 2 times, maybe 3 if I miss some shit because we're talking or I'm eating or whatever. Saturday was the one time I watched Quick Pitch. And I went through one time and I was like, there ain't nothing else to see here. This was fucking a brutal weekend. A lot of news and a lot of absolute ass kickings. Look at this. Let's begin. So on Saturday, Yankees hosted the Tigers 5-3 Yankees, Red Sox 3-1 games. Because these are all pretty calm. And then we get into it. Anything over 5 runs, in my opinion, is out of reach. It's that's kind of subjective. I think anything over maybe 10 runs, obviously, maybe 6, 7 is pretty much out of reach. So right here, Marlins and Athletics was 20-4 with a 10-run third inning. Jesus, we just talked about that. And then San Francisco and Philly, who had the ESPN game last night, 14-3. That was another game that had a rain delay. Ranger Suarez had a great outing that day, obviously. 6-0 with a 1.72 ERA. Ranger Suarez. Keep on dealing. 14-3 Phillies. 5-0 Astros got shut out. Rangers and Royals 15-4. 2-1 there. Yeah, and then Padres and Diamondbacks 13-1. Braves and Dodgers 11-2. So there was quite a few ass kickings this weekend. Some close games. You know, some games that, 7-1. That seems out of hand. Actually, I think I'll add that one to the list. Cleveland and Los Angeles, the Angels, 7-1 seems a little bit out of hand. 2-1 Orioles, Rockies. So there was It was either a very close game. You got a lot of 6-5s. You got 3-1s. You got 3-5, and then you just have absolute ass kicking. So this weekend was weird. It was like a one or the other type deal. I just thought that was kind of crazy. I'd never seen so many blowouts happening in one day. Obviously I'm not a baseball almanac, so this may have happened before, but that just seemed like a lot of ass kickings this weekend. Not even taking that Glasnow's now 6-1 with a 2.70 ERA from his 11-2 win on Saturday. So interesting enough, there were some ass kickings this weekend, and Oakland definitely participated. I am like I said, I am so stoked to watch the A's, and I'm hoping that they can keep this up. We're still so early. We're still very early in the season. And am I worried? No, I'm not worried. Will there be some trades? I hope not yet. I hope they don't trade any of their key pieces, but I can't say that I'm confident that won't happen because they're Oakland. They're Oakland. And and this is where I'm stuck. This is where I'm stuck because people like, oh, I got drafted to the A's. Yay. But it's like they had this is a place that can give you the opportunity to get paid some way or another. You may have to spend a couple years in Oakland, but you'll get paid. If you perform well and you play well, they will trade your ass somewhere that will pay you. That's just the truth. That's happened so many times. So many great players in the league right now that came out of Oakland. It's almost like a showcase place. Like if you're in Oakland, like I can see that the guys now give a shit about Oakland itself, and they're playing for Oakland, and they want to give something to them before all this other shit happens. And they go to Sacramento, then they go to Vegas. They're putting probably one last solid year at the Coliseum, and they're doing it, man. They're putting on a show. But on the other side of things, it's like, yeah, I mean, if I get drafted to the A's from a player standpoint, I'm like, okay, this kind of sucks. We may not compete for anything when I get to the big leagues. When I'm in the big leagues, it's like, okay, if I show out, if I play well, they're notorious for trading people. Like maybe I'll go be a Ranger, I'll go be a Giant, whatever it is, you'll go somewhere that's going to compete. So they do that for their better players. I just sometimes wish that they played for Oakland, and I think that's what they're doing this year. And it's exciting to see. They have a lot of energy. They have a lot of like young talent, new talent. So let's see where they carry it. They still have a lot of room to play with. Their guys are hot right now. So Oakland is something to watch out for, I think. So keep your eyes out for that. Okay, now Alec Baum. Holy shit. Let's talk about Alec Baum for a second. An 18-game hitting streak. I kind of wanted to kind of go over his stats a little bit. Because he is now extended. So he played on Sunday, kept the hitting streak going, but he actually was out with a hip injury. I saw that on either Friday or Saturday. He had a swing, and like he kind of went down to a knee. It looked like he had like overswung or like overextended. Went down. We were worried about his knee, but he was fine. This is insanity. I'm kind of looking at this. So Alec Baum, in his last 15 games, is batting .492 with 21 RBIs, and that is the highest batting average for a Phillies player over a 15-game span since Jason Worth hit .511 over 15 games in 2007. God dang. That's insanity. And of course, on Saturday, they were 14-3. So as a whole, this year, Alec Baum is now batting .364 with 4 home runs and 32 RBIs and has a 1.014 OPS. Jeez. I was gonna talk about injuries, but not to take away. Trey Turner's out on the disabled list right now with some hamstrings things. So they lost that bat. So him just overperforming right now is insanity. Wow. That is wow. So Alec Baum, man, fit an 18-game hit streak. That is insanity. But let's look at like over everything. Like that's just he's nuts right now, man. I don't think, like I said, that's .492 is just insane. Debuted in 2020. Didn't know that. Wichita State guy, round 1 pick 3. Okay. Okay. So he's a stud. So as a career, he's batting 282. Right now, he's batting 360. God dang. He finished last year at 274, which is still great. Oh my God, 274 is awesome. 280 the year before, 338 2020. Really count that. Oh, but man, that is something stupid, guys. Alec Baum, he's come a long way from the guy who said, "I fucking hate it here." I don't know if y'all remember that moment, and I maybe ever actually bring it up and put it on socials or something, because that was such a funny moment when he was in Philly. This was a couple years ago when the Phillies weren't actually as dominant. They didn't have all the pieces that they have just yet. They had Harper. They had a couple pieces, obviously Baum, and they were struggling a little bit. Baum drops a pop fly. He gets fucking booed because Philly fans are total assholes. If you haven't been to Philly, if you don't know about Philly fan bases, they're very similar to New York fan bases in the sense that they love you and they hate you. They love you or they hate you. You perform, they love you. You don't do well, they're gonna let you know that they don't like you at the moment. And so he drops a pop fly. They let him know, and he just cameras zoom in on Baum, and he's like, "I fucking hate it here." So we've come a long way. Alec Baum has come a long way, and I'm excited to see where he goes. Obviously, if he keeps this up, he's an all-star. That's an all-star stat line, if I've ever seen one. Because goddamn. But moving on from Baum, okay. All right, let me prep myself for this piece of the conversation. We're gonna talk about Alek Manoah. Oh man, the Alek Manoah saga is sad, I guess. Jeez. I'm kind of reading this real quick. I just oh wow. Listen, okay, let me kind of start this before I start digging into stats, because I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole here with Alek Manoah because he bothers me. Now listen, if you listen to the Bottom of the Ninth podcast, if you followed my stuff on Baseball Express, you can follow them now and give a fuck. It looks like somebody threw up on that Instagram page. It looks terrible. If you followed Baseball Express back last year, the year before, if you followed Bottom of the Ninth podcast, I detailed the Alek Manoah fall off extensively because I thought he was a great pitcher. In 2022, Cy Young candidate, All-Star, all the above. Alek Manoah was a great pitcher. His stuff was awesome. And then so he comes into 2023, the first year everyone thought it was a pitch clock. Everyone thought it was that he let himself go because he did gain a lot of weight, then lost a little bit, then kind of a little bit gained it back. There was all kinds of speculations on what the fuck happened to Alek Manoah, from Cy Young candidate, MLB All-Star, opening day starter for the Blue Jays, to this guy who just could not, for the life of him, figure it out. Hitting guys, bombs, hits, hitting guys, walking. It was just, dude, high school pitchers probably compete better. It was horrible. It was horrible to watch him pitch. It was like pulling teeth. And they sent him back to AAA. And we hadn't seen him since 2023. I know he went to AAA, came back in 2023. He was like flip-flopping, trying to see if he could work things out. Then they sent him to developmental league, like below A. It was a mess. He was all over the place. Had to, I guess, redesign everything. I don't know. It was just a mess. So we haven't seen, like, he did the back and forth thing last year. We haven't seen Alek Manoah since August 10th of 2023. And listen, this guy's had a big mouth. He used to be. He's very quiet now. Obviously, you have to be. You're nowhere near what you used to be. And people are kind of split. They're like, do we feel bad for this guy? Like we're trying to see what we're supposed to do. Like, do we cheer him on? Like, this is horrible because he's been in the news so much. And again, he got absolutely rocked this past weekend. He had 6 strikeouts, but he gave up like 6, 7 runs. So I don't quite know what to take of that. I guess as if you're Alek Manoah, you take everything with a grain of salt. But he still struggled. Like here's an article right here from CBS. Oh, he'd been on the IL. It was the same struggles. Yeah. Okay. So over 4 innings against the Nationals. I remember giving my buddy shit when the Nationals got swept by the Nationals. He allowed 7 runs, 6 earned on 6 hits. Though he struck out 6, he had 4 walks and 2 bombs. Okay, but he did have improved velocity on his sinker and 4-seamer since 2023. Okay. Lost. So here's a saga. He was American League Rookie of the Year vote in 2021 and was even better in 2022 as he finished 3rd place for a Cy Young. Entered the 2023 year with a career ERA of 2.60 and roughly with a strikeout per inning with good control. Since then, Manoah has all but fallen apart as a understatement. He made 19 starts last year to 2023, tallying a 5.87 ERA and a 1.34 strikeout to walk ratio. That's when they sent him. Yeah, that's when they sent him to their developmental complex in Florida. Brought him back a month later. Oh, and then they ended him completely and never explained why. Then he struggled again in AAA. We saw all that. Okay. So apparently they're saying it's because there's a lot of injuries to the Blue Jays right now. They're going to keep giving him chances. I mean, right now it's not like you're really competing for anything in Toronto. You're okay. You may be able to pull something together, but it's not like hey, we're in a playoff. We're planning on we got a great record. We're doing XYZ to make this. They're going to keep throwing him out there, especially with the injuries. They're going to need Manoah. But my God, I thought my opinion here is the same as it was. Something's got to happen for Alek Manoah because if not, he keeps displaying the same pitches, the same everything. And it's just not working. It's not working. It hasn't been working. I don't know why. No one has tried to redesign any of his pitches. It's all the same. It's all the same over and over and over again. And the big league hitters are going to get that. But not even that. When his stuff's not as sharp as it was, normally guys switch it up. They're like, oh, I can't throw that pitch anymore. I just don't have it. Or maybe I'll work on it in the off season. Maybe on my bullpen days, I'll work on that pitch. And maybe if I get it back up to speed, we'll rethrow it in there or something like that. But this is just a whole other level. Yes, he showed the strikeouts. Yes, he is better than he was, but what he was awful. I think I could have gone out there and pitched better, honestly. I don't know. Obviously, they paid this guy. He's on the payroll, so they're going to pay him. He's making a lot more money, so they're going to try to get what they can out of him. But at the same time, at what point is it we've had enough of Alek Manoah? He's going to have to be in AAA for a while until he really shows us like a Paul Skeens situation. He's ready. We got to bring him back. Now, it's he is dominating AAA hitters. He was never dominating AAA hitters. He was never dominating the game. I get that there's injuries and I get that there's reasons that they needed to bring him up because they needed some pitching depth. But at the same time, there had to have been another guy worthy of this than Alek Manoah. 7 runs, 6 earned is not a good stat line. 2 home runs, 6 strikeouts. Woohoo! I get that we're trying to find as a manager, as an organization for your players, you're trying to find the silver lining on what made the outing okay. 6 strikeouts. Okay, that's fine, but let's not ignore the fact that we lost the game because of a 7-run hole that he put us in. It doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me. So will Toronto ever get tired of giving Manoah the ball? At this point, I don't know. I think they should. I think that would make the most sense. It's hey, let's invest in somebody else because this guy just ain't cutting it. And maybe, and like I said, I hate being pessimistic on guys, but he's just shown us time and time again that there's just something either off or something needs to be redesigned in his pitching repertoire because Alek Manoah just has not had it for a long, long time. And like I said, I thought that he'd have to be given the Skeens technique where they'd be like, once you're dominating again, like you're Alek Manoah of 2021 and 2022, because guys, Alek Manoah of 2021 and 2022 was a force to be reckoned with. He was a monster. That was the tire pressure guy. That was the dude that said that Garrett Cole was garbage, blah, 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 blah. That guy could play. That guy can talk shit. That guy can have a big mouth. This guy, this new Alek Manoah that we've been introduced to at only 26 years old is just, I don't know. And I'm wondering at what point Toronto will be tired of giving him the ball. And if y'all know more than I do, please let me know, because I am at a loss for words on Alek Manoah. Now, Luis Arraez got traded this weekend, so we'll move off of Alek Manoah. Luis Arraez got traded this weekend, and we got a couple more pieces to talk about. Big ass trade, probably the biggest trade this year to San Diego, because San Diego's been serious, man. Now San Diego with the pickup of Cease, Snell, who's struggled. No, it's not Snell. Snell's not over there. What am I talking about? Snell's in San Diego. Snell was with San Diego. Snell is now with San Francisco. Arraez over there now, along with Tatis, along with, they have a great pitching staff. Musgrove went down this week, and we're going to talk injuries in a little bit. But yeah, Arraez had a hot debut, 4 for 6 with an RBI, a double, 2 runs in his first appearance as a Padre. Hell yeah, dude, that's badass. That's so sick. I like Luis Arraez, but at that point, I think for the Marlins, you've all but given up your year, I think, at that point, because now who's left over there? Jazz Chisholm? I don't quite know there, homie. Yeah, because he was in Miami, tearing it up in Miami, 299 batting average. Now he's 2 games in San Diego with a 455 average. Dude is tearing it up, 1,000 OPS. Hell yeah, dude. Keep fucking getting that shit. 5 hits. So he's got 2 games in San Diego, 11 at-bats, 5 hits in those 11 at-bats, 2 runs scored, 1 double, 1 RBI. Wow. So Arraez, obviously, excuse me, a 378 career average hitter, absolute fucking monster, gets traded to San Francisco. I think San Francisco picks up their shit, man. I think San Francisco starts doing some damage. I really believe that. With Tatis, you've got now Arraez. Now you've got who Padres. Why am I blanking? Machado. They got quite a few guys. Let me see something real quick. Let me see. Where the Padres at? Let me see this. Where are the stats? Who they got on here? Who they got? Yeah, okay. I'm an idiot. Tatis, Cronenworth, Kim, Machado, Profar, Bogarts, Merrill, Higashioka. Okay, stacked as fuck, obviously. Look at this fucking lineup, dude. I'm not going to go through all the stats now. I just was blanking on their pitching. Who we got pitching? Cease, King, Musgrove, who's down. Waldron, Darvish. Okay, yeah. Padres might make a run, dude. Obviously, they've been a strong team for the last couple of years since Tatis kind of showed up and kind of made his name, but they are the real deal, man. Especially with this Arraez pickup, I would watch out for the Padres, man, as if you weren't already. But yeah, insanity, dude. Insanity right now with the Padres. All right, and now for the last piece, like I said, Luis Arraez, big trade. Obviously, we expected this. This is not like really news. I just thought it was cool that he shows up in San Diego and just continues his tear. Obviously, a 378 career hitter, been tearing it up in Miami. Now he's going to get to compete for something in Miami. Pretty much waved goodbye to their season at this point, because what's left over there? Another place that's going to be in rebuild city for a little bit. But yeah, Arraez tearing it up. Now, let's look at so the Twins. So the Twins are the last piece on this, and we'll go over a few injuries, key injuries that I'm hoping come back quick. But we're going to talk about the Twins. So the Twins lost their winning streak this past weekend to the Red Sox. They had a 12-game streak. I think the longest one they had, or the next longest streak that the Twins have had, was in 1992, and it was 92 or 94, and it was a 15-game streak. So they almost made it that far, didn't quite make it. 12 games straight is a feat in itself, and the Twins are good, man. The Twins are solid. Yeah, so their streak got snapped on Sunday yesterday, 9-2. So they got beat. They got beat bad. And lost to the Red Sox. Ooh, the second longest, trailing behind. 1991, not 92 or 94, 91. They had a 15-game. Oh, wow. That Twins team, for the record, went on to win the World Series over the Atlanta Braves. Wow. Interesting enough, guys. Interesting enough. But the Twins, man, that was the longest streak in Major League Baseball this season so far. No other team has won 8. No other team has won more than 8. All right. I think the A's are right now a 6-game streak. Anyway, the Twins now have a 19-13 record. They've got some pieces. They show strong life. They got great pitching staff, great offense. So again, at 12 games, they lose 1. I would take that in a heartbeat. The Twins are on fire. There's a lot of really, really hot teams right now, man. You got Oakland. The Yankees are showing a lot of fire right now. You've got the Twins are showing a lot of fire right now. Astros are back on their feet, trying to figure some shit out. They're winning some ball games. So there's a lot of hot teams, a lot of great things happening right now. Padres feel like they got another breath of life in them with the Arise trade. A lot of stuff happening, man. A lot of cool shit. But injury-wise, I have a little note on here for injuries. Not good ones, obviously. Obviously, no one wants to see injuries. We're not trying to talk injuries, but there's been a lot. Big one, Stephen Kwan, who is tearing it up, is down with a hamstring injury. Hamstrings are tough. Him and Trey Turner now are both down on the 15-day. Or no, Kwan's on the 10. Turner on the 15-day. Both hamstring issues, obviously, with how much they're running and moving and stealing bags and doing stuff. It's pretty normal for them. Hamstring issues will come up. Serious? I don't think so. I think they'll be back. I think they just needed a minute. Who else we got on here? Ooh, Musgrove with elbow inflammation. Please, dear God, do not add this guy to the list. Uh-oh. I didn't see that one. People are saying that now that Musgrove goes down, they're going to go start to trade for another pitcher. I don't think so. They got to rise. That was going to be a big one. I think pitching-wise, they might still be okay. Musgrove isn't anything that's like, he's no Garrett Cole. Great pitcher, absolutely solidified himself. Got a big contract either last year or the year before with the Padres, so he's going to be there for a minute. But still not good. I'm hoping that that's not something more serious. Obviously, anything with the elbow these days, especially in the 2024 season with all the Tommy John injuries, anytime a pitcher expresses any sort of discomfort with the elbow, you got to tread lightly and you better start crossing your fingers and hoping, because elbow inflammation is normally because something is inflamed, something is irritated. Obviously, inflammation, inflamed. Something's irritated, and if it's in the elbow, it's more than likely the UCL. Scary stuff. Nothing but the best hope for Musgrove to come back quick. Any other injuries we got here? I think that's about it. And the Trey Turner one was the other big one. So yeah, a bomb seemed hurt. I guess he didn't even go on the IL because he was playing on Sunday. Extended that hitting streak, so I guess we're okay there. Maybe it's just a little bit of discomfort. But those are some of the notable injuries: Trey Turner, Musgrove, and Kwan. Musgrove, hoping that's nothing more, and then obviously 2 hamstring issues with Turner and Kwan. Those shouldn't be serious. Obviously, Phillies, as much as they use Trey Turner's average and they use him in the lineup, and he's a stud. He's been on fire as well. They're doing just fine without him. Last night they put up, I think, quite a few runs on San Francisco. They tore him up pretty bad last night on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for listening. That was kind of a recap of everything that's happened that I felt was notable over the past weekend. Like I said, we're going to be releasing episodes at least 4 or 5 times this week. We got stuff happening on socials. We got another full breakdown. I'm going to break down the Judge situation. But yeah, guys, thanks for listening. Like I said, we'll have a lot more. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got the full podcast there. We got more short form content as well as breakdowns there. But thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.